Welcome back to another exciting episode of our weekly entertainment podcast here at Spitball Media. My name is John Draper. I'm joined by the Prince of Philadelphia himself, crispy and clean, back on the scene. His head, dude, your head is looking nice. Did you just shave before the show, Shaheen?
No, it's not even.
Smooth.
Oh, it's got. I got little
Maybe it's
prickles.
the lighting. You look like a
It's like
young
I actually
hip.
cut the shit out of my head. I don't know if
I
you can
see it
see
now.
it.
I just saw it. I just saw it.
I look like I got
Coming
hit
out
with
of the
light
dome.
tubes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You look like a young hip Ming the Merciless. I dig it. Like a young Ming, like before he took over. And of
I've
course, oh, I'm
I've
sorry, what were you
been
gonna say, Sean?
I just been drinking water. I feel like my skin is clearing up and shit because I never really drank water, so I feel like alive
Damn,
for once. It's like
Jesus
weird.
Christ. Have you tried this thing called oxygen? Because we got that too. We got oxygen, we got water, we got there's this thing called pillows. Yo, you're gonna bug, yo. And of course, he's wearing a t. You guys are both wearing t-shirts. I have had no heat for 4 days. I'm sick as a dog. Mr. B Show Brian, you look like you got a haircut too.
I think it's just combed over.
Oh, you
My
can do a
hair's
comb
falling
over?
out. It's in the Midwest. I'm shedding my winter coat. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. You're shedding your butter fat.
Yes, like a Labrador, but fatter.
Well, listen, people, if you're joining us for the first time, each and every week we talk about the top entertainment stories and things like movies, streaming, television, music, just the top stories. But we also do an extra bonus show for the Patreon over at patreon.com backslash spitball media. And that's just $5 a month. And let me tell you something, that $5 is a bargain and a half. Why, Shah? Because they get so much for the $5.
You get more than pretty much any other Patreon out there, man. Everything's more than $5 now, so it's definitely a bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Go check it out. We got a lot of extra shows and the Q&As. I think the Q&As alone is just worth it because those are timeless. You can listen to them 10 years from now. It's just random questions, so it's not really time sensitive. So check it out.
Yeah. And of course, B Show Brian, we're always adding extra stuff like your expose you've been working on for the Patreon following the Vince McMahon trial. But looks like that's going to get dwarfed this week by another scandal.
I don't know. I don't know if I had the energy to do any more deep dives on the Diddy stuff after the WWE.
I know. I can't tell anymore.
I'm half looking forward to, half dreading another WWE story dropping around WrestleMania because you know what's going to happen.
Somebody's sitting on
But
one. Somebody's sitting on one for sure.
But
And
yeah,
that's just
so
a
I mean,
couple weeks
lots of
away.
shows like that, Q&As. I mean, old stuff going back to the Break the Apocalypse days that we didn't release to the public. And I think we talked about doing some extra shit. I think in the next couple of weeks I might do an office studio tour, but just show some of the stuff that I have because
Oh, I
people
like
have
that
asked
idea.
about like figures and books and shit that we have. So yeah.
Yeah, Shah, I had an idea for the Patreon, like in the spring, like once a month, you show off a good portion of your collection, your impressive physical media collection. I'm gonna show off. I've never shown off any of my comic stuff ever, and I got good shit. My comic stuff, and of course, B Show has his collections. What do you think of that, Shah? I think that's a rad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I could fill up the whole year with my movie collection. So, I mean, I could definitely do it in categories. I could probably do it by label. That's probably what I'd do it by.
Yeah. And of course, the only way to get all this is to go to patreon.com backslash spitball media. We got a great group of people over there keeping the lights on in this place, and we will be recording your March Q&A this weekend. So you still got a little bit of time. You have probably till the end of the day tomorrow. If you haven't already sent us the Q&A, and we want to thank everyone in the Patreon for keeping the lights on this place. And let's see who's hanging out in the old Chatterooski. We got Jamie Pennycook. He's admiring the beard. My good friend Marquise Johns. We're going to be talking to him as it gets closer to that Tyson fight. We're probably going to have Marquise on the air. Got to talk to him about that. My good buddy Rich Dow is there. Who's Edgar Snyder? Rich Dow. I don't know who that is. I have no idea. Of course, Joe Punches is chilling. Felix Ortiz, he's chilling in there right now. Chad Leifler. What's up, Chad? Thanks for hanging out with us. Kevco TV is here. Am I missing anybody? If I am, I apologize. We'll try to just get everybody a little shout out on here, hanging out in the chat. But we have an action packed. I mean, like, there's just so much shit. Now, listen, we are going to do a deep dive in the Diddy situation. We're going to do it. It's not going to be pretty. But before we do that, Shah wanted to talk a little bit about a video he wanted to play for us on the air. Shah, let them know what's going down.
So I wanted to kind of follow up. I mean, we talked about drill music a while ago when we were doing, Break the Apocalypse. And I recently discovered that drill music has spread out to every state pretty much. So Philly, I mean, our crime has skyrocketed like crazy. And
Congratulations.
they're basically charging it to drill music. Jacksonville, Florida has, I mean, dude, this back and forth is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. So there's two rappers. One is Foolio, which is this
Foolio. Wow.
Yeah, and then there's another guy called Young and Ace. So they've been beefing. They're from two different gangs, and they both live in Jacksonville, Florida. And they've basically been killing each other's members. And Jacksonville, Florida, I watched a documentary on it. That's how I discovered this. I had no idea who these people were.
Okay.
So apparently, like over 60 people from both sides included have died due to this rap. 60.
That sounds like a war conflict. Oh,
it's
good.
Fucking wild. I've never seen a rap beef like this where like 60 people died. Like that's just not even. That blows my mind. I mean, that's
okay.
Well, that's so. Young and Ace basically put out a song, and it was called "Who I Smoke," and he sampled Vanessa Carlton. And
I'm sorry, he made a video about murdering people to Vanessa Carlton.
Yes, yo, can we actually play a sample of that first? Just type in.
I need to hear a little bit of that.
Yeah,
I know it's on YouTube.
So you can get an idea of the back and forth because it's
like,
back and
making
forth.
my way with my gun, gonna shoot all these guys, I'm gonna kill all these guys.
No, don't put in Vanessa Carlton. Just put in Young and Ace. It's YUNG.
Well, naturally, it's misspelled.
Yeah, Young and Ace.
Oh, it's probably got 80 million downloads.
No, it's there you go, right there. Play that one real quick.
Which one?
A little bit of it.
Who I Smoke? All right.
Yeah.
I feel
you don't even need to blow it up. That's fine. This is it seems like a soothing song, but all he's talking about is the people that they've killed on Foolio's side.
Okay. 48 million views, John.
48 million.
Oh my god,
bro!
How old is this? I think I've heard this
2 years.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this one.
So
I thought it was a joke.
It's crazy because Vanessa Carlton actually co-signed this and became friends with this guy now. They're close friends.
Really? Oh wow!
Blows my mind. And I mean,
why are all these guys like so like skinny? Does is it just from
drugs
running for your life all the time?
Drugs.
No, like honestly, like these are the least intimidating. Like I don't know, man. When I think of gang members, I think of cock diesel, like obvious. Like these just look like skinny dudes.
That's the thing. They're actually putting the names on the screen of the people they've killed. Like that's where I was just like, bro, this is next level. Here, raise the volume a little bit. If we pause it, we can get away with it.
Do we have to? I mean, do we have to?
Look.
Oh, so he's naming the
he's naming the people they've killed from Foolio's side.
Wow, Vanessa Carlton, no joke. Who knew? She's
a rough bitch, dude.
These are all the people they've killed.
Wow.
All right, so you can stop this one. Let's go to Foolio.
I just need to be able to forget this happened.
Go back to the Foolio one.
40.
Who knew that piano skills would build good trigger fingers?
Who knew that Vanessa Carlton would be like in the middle of a gang beef? So this is the response from the other.
This
gang?
is the response, and I need to give you a backstory before you play it. He sampled Fantasia on this song.
Fantasia Barrino?
And the poster you see right behind him. So his crew shot up the other guys, other guys, Young and Ace that we just played. Young and Ace and these three guys were in a car and they shot up the car, and Young and Ace was the only survivor. So those three on the poster are all dead due to this guy. And what he did is he printed out a poster and shot the fucking music video on their grave site.
That's so hot.
Dude, I was speechless. I was like, yo, this is next level disrespect.
The internet was a mistake.
Dude, can you imagine? It's on their fucking grave site.
No.
And this is still going. This is a beef that's been going for 5 years, and people are still dying over this because they won't stop. They just keep killing from each. It's crazy, bro. 60 people have died from both sides.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This is wild. All right, let's hear a little bit of this because again, I like to believe this is not happening. I really, because I have children. Again, another skinny guy, about 120 pounds.
This is fucking crazy, bro.
They're playing the news of them being reported murdered.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
On their gravesite. That's the part that I was just like, yo, this is not real. How?
Wow.
Laying on their grave.
Just laying on their grave.
Oh shit, that's a mausoleum or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mausoleum. Why are these guys so skinny? I honestly, like, I don't. No wonder why they have guns. They, like, who would be afraid of these guys otherwise? Honestly.
Yo, man.
Well, yeah, they don't have to be tough, John. They just shoot people.
Look at this guy's legs. Seriously. No one eats.
He just said he went out to eat on his birthday. 4 shot, 3 died on the worst way.
How many? What's the downloads for this?
I think like 50 million or some shit.
50 million.
Yeah, 44 million.
44 million. Wow, this is a very weak beat, by the way. It's like a Casio beat.
Yeah, I'm never impressed by the music. I gotta like. Is that weird that I'm more surprised about how bad the music is than they're actually rapping on the grave?
Now, this guy couldn't get like a Vanessa Carlton. Like, does anyone have beef with her? Like, could she have got like, I don't know, like another pop singer?
And then at the end of the video, he takes a champagne.
I thought you were going to say he takes shit. I thought that's what you honestly.
He takes the champagne bottle and pours the liquor all over their grave as disrespect and stomps on it.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Look at them smiling at their dead bodies in pictures. Look at them stomping.
Yeah, where's Michelle Branch at, John?
Yeah, like, why isn't Michelle Branch doing the beat for Foolio?
Look at this guy stomping on the grave. Watch.
Look at how skinny everybody. Like, oh my god.
If you want to,
I
can smoke.
No, you know what should be the I don't want to wait for this gang war to be over.
Pauly Cole.
I don't want to wait. That's what it should be.
So I don't know, man. I've given up on humanity. After
I give up.
this.
I think it's our failure as a world. That's what I have to say.
Florida is another animal, dude. I don't know.
Like the skinny guys, like I don't know, man. Like I grew up in the hardcore scene, like when there was no internet, and these dudes were killing motherfucker. I mean, they were hitting you with 40s, chasing you across the fucking highway, following you around. People were getting jumped in hotel rooms, but they looked like guys who would do it. You know what I mean? They just looked like fit, big, scary, cock diesel dudes. Like, I don't know, Bisha, I can't. The skinny gangster thing is weird for me. Am I just being an elitist?
I don't know, man. I went to a school where, it was in the middle. It was a private school, but in the inner city, and it was pretty mixed. And we finished a football game one time and thought there was going to be something going down because one of the kids on our team was a Blood. One of the kids from the other team was a Crip, and they had words in the shaking hands afterward. Yeah.
Really?
And the one kid was real fat. Like he was a stocky kid, but real fat. Mm-hmm. And then the kid on the other team was like nothing. It didn't look very intimidating. So I don't know. I just always was under the impression that they don't have to be in shape because they can just grab a gun and drive by or something.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, you had to be in shape because why else would anybody be afraid of you, right? Like, if you didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter nowadays, though. They don't fight anymore. That's the thing. There is no fighting, dude. None of these dudes got hands. They've never fought. All they do is shoot.
If these guys get locked up and go to jail, there are 300-pound guys that lift weights from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. who there's no guns. Like, how are you surviving?
It's different though now, man.
Pounds?
It's different now. There's this kid, K Flock. He's from the Bronx. He got a murder charge, right? Mm-hmm. But he runs a huge gang in the Bronx. That dude is safe in jail because he's a fucking leader of it. They don't care if he's a $120. Mm-hmm. It's different now, man. It's all gang affiliation. The gangs have taken over America, dude.
It's wild. Like Zendaya. Well, not Zendaya.
Yeah, K Flock. This dude is a fucking demon. Look at him. You would think he's like an R&B artist. This dude is a fucking demon. Like, people are terrified of this guy.
Is he's already in jail?
Yeah, he killed somebody on camera.
He killed somebody on camera?
Yeah, coming out of a barbershop. He fucking lit him up in broad daylight.
Look, I don't live in Jacksonville. I'm sure the conditions are terrible. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, Mike. You even watch like those 80s. Did you guys ever get into those like 80s like East LA, like Chicano gang movies where everybody, like, the dudes are walking with pit bulls,
like the Cholo movies, yeah,
like the Cholo, like the Cholo dudes, like that are hanging out with like Cypress Hill. They're like 300 pounds. They got spider webs that start at their head and go down to their belly button. And I'm just like, yeah, that's an intimidating dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
I'm more intimidated by these dudes, man. I'm way more scared of these dudes.
Well, I'm in an age group where this is just not a part of anybody's life. There's no 50-year-old guys running around making drill videos. Shah.
Yeah, but you don't have to, though. There's fucking innocent victims because none of them know how to shoot. They fucking let off 100
rounds. The gun
rounds.
is so heavy when you weigh 100 pounds. How the fuck you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna aim?
Guns are
Guns are
different
heavy.
nowadays. Guns are different nowadays because they all got switches on them. Do you know what a switch is? Like where it makes it automatic. So every gun is like automatic in the inner cities.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
They turn them into switches. Like
sad.
Philly is flooded with
I
fucking
know.
switches and
Yeah, I don't
ghost
know.
guns. So I
Ghost
mean,
guns.
they literally 3D print these guns and melt them down and throw them away.
Yeah, I don't know. It just is. It's just a weird vibe. Like, because it's like eventually you're not like, what happens when you don't have a gun and you're just going to get a yoo-hoo or something from the fucking bodega? It's like you got 5 dudes that know how to fight that have been fighting their whole life and are 3 times your size. What do you get? What do you do? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's where my mindset goes because like it's just weird. I don't know. I guess it's the access to guns wasn't really a thing. Nobody had guns when I was growing up. Nobody had guns in New York, Shah. You know that. Like New York back in the day, there was no gun. Guns were like criminality. Like, the mob and like real gangster shit had guns.
Well, New York is different because you guys have zero tolerance for guns, but there's
Oh yeah.
plenty of guns in New York now with
Oh
a
yeah,
gang.
tons.
It's fucking filled with it. But I mean, Philly, I can only speak on Philly. Philly is like, dude, I don't even feel fucking safe going anywhere in Philly anymore because like these little
Wow.
15-year-olds are just catching bodies left and right. Like it's just triple homicide every other day. You know what I mean? It's
So
just
weird, man. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know, B show. I guess, it's a different generation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm not surprised because I did see some of, like, I saw kids that were my age when I was in high school trying to, bang and shit, and they weren't these big jacked, tough looking dudes. They were just regular kids.
Mhm.
It was sad, but like I always was watching like gangster movies, and you want to be afraid of like the old fat Italian dudes, like with the
Yeah.
thick neck,
Yeah.
like what the guys that kill Paul, is it Paulie in Casino when they bury him in the desert and beat him and his brother with baseball bats and shit. It's like these
Nick,
old ass.
now listen, you're confusing your Italians, Bisha. I know you hate Italians, but that's Nicky. Joe Pesci played Nicky.
Nicky, there we go.
Yeah, they're batting him and his brother to death practically, and then burying them alive.
Yeah, and they're these big fat old Italian dudes with sweaters on, or they're like Adidas sweatshirts. It's like,
Yeah.
to me that is intimidating. Not necessarily this, but I guess you don't have to be if you got a gun you can print and melt in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh.
It's a different age. What are you gonna do? Hey, different generation. I'm just saying. I just like if that kid was in front of you at a McDonald's, you wouldn't think twice if he popped shit to you because you'd be like, "Ooh, dude, you weigh 100 pounds. Like you literally like Sasha Banks. Like what? Like why? You know what I'm saying, Shah? Like it's weird. I don't know. I just grew up when people like scary people like have an aura about them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're scary when they're driving their car. They're scary when they're walking their dog. They're scary when you're online getting food with them. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like there was more of like a visible fear. And like
yeah, it's everything's changed now, man. I mean,
yeah,
I'm more terrified of these skinny 15-year-olds than somebody that's husky. That's like,
oh yeah, like all the beef on the subway and stuff like that. It's not like big intimidating guys.
well, they don't value life anymore. Like when I was growing up, man. I mean, Philly was pretty fucking bad, but
Mhm.
like, don't touch women and children. Like that was a rule
Yeah.
that people went by. Nowadays, they'll fucking kill your they'll shoot at anything. There's no value for life. It's
Wow.
just
Why do you think that is? Do you think I think it's because of the internet and just the fact that
drill
you got,
music.
yeah.
I'm telling you, drill music
the
has
internet. Right.
ruined the younger generation because it originally started in Chicago. Now it's like rap music. Like that's the new thing. It's not mumble rap anymore. Mostly they're drill rappers now,
Mhm.
and all they do is literally talk about actual.
What do you guys
crime and
think the
murder.
next thing's going to be? Because this will morph into something else, right? So, like, what do you think the next thing's going to be?
I don't
Do you
think
think they're
drill
going to
music
start
is
shooting
going
each other
anywhere.
with like getting submarines and showing up like helicopters? Like, what do you think it's going to be?
I mean, they got fucking rocket launchers in Chicago. There's these little skinny kids taking pictures with rocket launchers. Like, how do you even get a
Rocket launchers?
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. The game's going to be
Jesus.
elevated, B show. Which gang do you think is going to be the first one to get a nuclear weapon? That's what I want to know.
Is this like the urban version of the school shooter? Where like in suburban areas, like people just don't give a fuck, so they're just gonna blow away the
So
school.
crazy.
Well, that was the
You know what I
thing,
mean?
though. Like back in the day, it was a stereotype that like white people have just these crazy, kids that'll just kill everybody.
You're
right?
welcome.
Now it's changed where it's like, yo, these gang members are no different because they're serial killers. They're not just killing one person.
I know it is like Ted Bundy numbers too, and it's just like, it's like, oh, like like Ted Kaczynski or some shit. It's like, nah, dude, it's like Ted Bundy's like nothing now.
There was the one rapper from Chicago, one of the biggest ones. His name was King Von. He got killed. He had like certified 4 bodies that he killed, and they associated him with 12 other ones that they couldn't prove. But I mean, this dude's a serial killer.
Lucas and shit. Yeah,
Jeffrey Dahmer killed like 9 people.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, I think, killed like 9 or 11 people. What a pussy. I mean, like, seriously. At least he was eating them. I mean, it was multi-purpose. It was for sexual gratification. He was fucking heads and shit. And he was eating them, B-Show. These guys are just shooting people and then moving on with their day.
And yo,
it was economical.
Rich in the chat room is saying drone warfare. I wouldn't be surprised if they can 3D print some kind of, I don't know, something to attach to a drone that could pull the trigger, and you'll have fucking drones pulling trigger. Like that would not surprise me.
Yeah,
that's the future, probably. Honestly,
there's no lines to cross, man. Yeah, you know, it's wild. It's just like, you know, something else is coming. Like, you know, a next level. Like, there's another level to this that I think is going to be really scary.
Probably
like,
bombs,
I think people
man.
just get young. I think people just get younger. Like bombs, yeah. Like, there's like, yo, so and so threw a bomb in the bodega where everybody was hanging out, or so and so, yo, they threw a bomb at a concert where everybody was chilling, or a corner. And by the way, the warm weather's coming. Election year. It's going to be a rough summer. But we'll be here covering entertainment news for you. Listen, speaking of entertainment news, we got to talk about this. This is probably going to take up a lot of time here. But the P. Diddy, Puffy, what does he go by now? I know him as Puffy, Puff Daddy. Then it was P. Diddy. Now it's Diddy. What does he go by now?
Brother Love was the last one.
Brother Love? All right. Yep. So in case you've been living under a rock, earlier this week, the Office of Homeland Security, not the FBI, not the police, Homeland Security. Okay. Just remember that, because it's a key part of the story. Raided Puffy's 2 mansions, one in Los Angeles and one, I believe, in Miami. Okay. And they did this very publicly. Puffy was not at either one of them. It was a sick looking thing. All the news channels went to it live, like OJ style. And because of charges ranging from possible to sex trafficking, which is what brought in the Homeland Security. Now, listen, at the time, look, we have to point out, as of right now, Puffy has not been charged with anything. Okay. It's important to say that, because it is actually true. However, all of these cases that he has been settling, and whatnot, including a very high-profile one with an ex-girlfriend, have led to this, Shah. I mean, what do we know about the actual charges for Puffy? Because they're like, there's no formal charges. This was an investigation.
Well, sex trafficking is what they're really focusing on.
Right.
Because, you know, allegedly his sons were in cuffs. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, was it Justin?
Yeah, but they're alleging that his sons actually helped him put stuff in people's drinks, underage people. And his sons would bring like underage girls over at his parties, and they would basically slip, I don't know, Molly's in their drinks or whatever in their drinks. And I don't know, dude. There's a lot of like allegations with him and his infatuation with men. Like, I guess he's bisexual. I don't really. Well, I mean, those rumors have been around forever.
Yeah, he's never actually said that.
Yeah, but he calls men daddy all the time. Like, there's a million interviews.
To take a lot of dudes shopping. I know that. B-Show, can we read a couple of these charges?
Yeah, they're listing people, not necessarily the charges, but they're saying that Sean Combs is accused, that his son is accused. This one I thought was interesting, because I've seen this name floated a few times now with connections to other people in the industry. Lucien Grange, he is the former CEO of Motown Records. Wow. So Motown Records is being sued as well. Chief of Staff for Diddy Ethiopia, Habtemariam.
Ethiopia.
It's hard to say the last name. Another Chief of Staff, Christina Karam.
Jesus.
Bear with me. There's a few here, and they're separate.
Women being named in this alleged possible sex trafficking and sexual assaults and all stuff. Wow. Oh my
Universal Music Group is a defendant. Love Records.
Oh my God.
Motown Records.
Jesus.
I'm trying to read through them all, but I don't see individual charges yet. I only got the first 9 pages.
There's no charges, right? There's no charges, but there's, they wanted to, they had federal warrants. Now, the reason why I said the Homeland Security thing, Shah, which is interesting, because I saw this live on the news. They said it's very interesting what they might be allegedly charging him with, because it was not police and it was not the FBI. Homeland Security gets involved in things like sex trafficking, international sex trafficking. That's what they do. They deal with terrorism, they deal with international sex trafficking. So when you see Homeland Security running through his mansion, taking the laptop, setting up command
3
posts.
homes, not just one.
I only
raided
saw
all of
2
them.
at the time. They raided 4 homes?
3.
3. Where was the third home?
One in LA, one in Miami, and I forget
LA,
where the other
Miami,
one
I saw
was.
that. I don't know. Was the other one out of the country possibly?
I don't think so. I think they were all in America.
Okay. So we have LA.
Or maybe it was 2. I don't know. But at least 2 houses that got raided.
I saw 2. They were doing them simultaneously because that's how they do, because they don't want them talking to each other. I mean, Bisho, Homeland Security?
Well, and there's other stuff to come out too. Is whoever it was, who's the guy that was his assistant or his prodigy that is making these accusations? Not
Mace?
No, not
No.
Mace. I'm trying to think of the name, but
Biggie
either
Smalls?
way,
He is the illest.
no. There's someone who it's listed in here. I'd have to read through it again, but he's listed as some
Farnsworth
prodigy.
Bentley?
Yeah, Farnsworth.
I hope it's not Farnsworth Bentley.
To tarnish that reputation would just be
That would really hurt me.
pish posh. But there was also a shooting where outside of a record studio, there was a guy shot in the abdomen. And allegedly someone who was on staff with Diddy said that Diddy was involved, made them all lie and said that he wasn't involved. And that this is this news report here.
Wow.
I'm not a recording studio, a party in Hollywood. This is back in 2022. I think we covered it at the time. So there's a lot of shit going on. There's trafficking, there's trading, there's someone on Twitter posted supposed messages from Diddy and some DJ. The DJ had done beats for Diddy for some female hip hop singer, I think it was, or R&B artist. And Diddy tried to pay him instead of giving him credit. He said, "I'll give you like 90 grand and I got some girls in Miami that'll take care of you." And the guy's like, "No, I want the credit." And he's like, "Oh no, these girls are." I'll try to find it, but yeah,
wow.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but 50 Cent's baby mom was also.
Shah. Put some respect on that name. It's 50 Cent.
He actually just applied for sole custody of his kids after she got linked to all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he put out a message saying that he can get a hold of all the documents and he'll pay good money for them and release them. So
yeah, she's apparently like a sex worker for Diddy. That's like,
dude, how did we get we got 80-pound guys murdering like 30 people at a time. You got Puffy like sex trafficking people with his children. Why do we deserve to have a planet like Shah? Like, don't you think it's time for us to go as a species? Like, we should be done. We're finished.
I'm really not surprised by this though. Diddy's he's a pretty weird guy, man. He's I don't know if have you seen the clip of him on Nori's podcast, the Drink Champs thing?
Oh, no, maybe. No,
dude,
when they asked, no, I saw him on the Breakfast Club when they asked him about going shopping.
No. It's like a 30-second clip. Pull that up. Just type in Diddy Drink Champs, and it should pop up. Pull it up.
You know, putting Diddy in any query now is probably a dangerous thing, don't you think? Like, you're going to be on a watch list, don't you think?
I found page 7 and 8. There's a list of the supposed charges. So,
oh yeah, I want to hear about some of these charges. They're so vile.
Kanye West honestly, shed light on Diddy's immoral behavior in video discovered from Drink Champs interview. Is that it, Shah?
Is that it?
Well, let me find the clip for you and I'll send it.
Is that where he's talking about drugging women?
No, yeah. It's him talking to it's him talking to Fabulous, the rapper.
Okay.
And he's really drunk. Okay, I found it.
Is it Kanye?
No, I found it. Hold on, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Boy, Kanye's looking like a normal guy now. Like, honestly.
Yeah,
this comparison. Like, what has happened to everybody? Like Diddy's my generation for 100%. But like, what is going on? Honestly, I just feel like we're on the brink of some terrible human collapse.
Well, it's strange, man. Cat Williams said on Shannon Sharp's podcast, he said to 2024, people are going to start coming out. And now all these people are coming out of the woodwork about shit.
Unbelievable, man. Shah, do we have the Drink Champs?
Yeah, I sent the clip.
I got it.
Don't be surprised if he also gets linked to some of that Tupac murder stuff, because the guy that they got,
people are saying the Biggie murder. People are saying the fucking Biggie.
The guy that they arrested for the Tupac murders, kept saying that Diddy has offered him money and he owes him money. So like,
Jesus Christ.
Don't be surprised if he starts getting caught up in that too, man.
Well, and there's also some weird conspiracy shit on TikTok, so I'm not going to go too far into it. I don't know if any of it's verifiable, but there's supposedly a high-profile record executive that kind of discovered Diddy, and they're trying to link it to this. Like, you know how they tried to say that the festival performance where they had the people were trampled and died about a year ago was like an Illuminati sacrifice.
Oh, the Travis Scott thing.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
say that early on in Diddy's career, there was some sort of similar issue that happened at a big show.
Well, I could
And
tell
that
you
this
what
person
happened
was
with the.
involved
Well,
too.
no, there was the thing that put Diddy on the map when he was an intern at Yo MTV Raps, because my friend was a producer there. I've known who Diddy is for a very long time. He had a charity basketball game
Yeah,
where
that's
that
what it
turned
was.
into a
Sorry.
riot. This was long before he was famous. This is long before he had his deal for Bad Boy Records. He was kind of on the brink of breaking out, and a lot of people got trampled. It was a horrible, horrible thing. I think it may have happened in Harlem or the Bronx. It was a very long time ago. Let's listen to this quick clip here. This is 3 minutes, Shah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
what we got.
make it
I love
loud.
this drink.
Where you put my
Chance with you. I
bag
like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
Where you put
He's
my
so
bag
Daddy,
drunk.
I like when you
Oh,
when
it's
you
right here, it's
scrambling
right
and
here.
scraping for
No,
shit.
I got
I
notes
like
and
that.
shit. I'll be
Oof.
practicing. I got
Yeah.
notes.
Keeps calling him daddy and says I like when you're scrambling and scraping for shit.
What's the lead?
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you
Chance
put my
with you. I
bag
like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like
What's
when
the
you
Look at the other guy. Look at the other
scrambling and
dudes. They're like, "What is
scraping.
going on?
Oh, it's right
Look at
here.
this! Look at this!
Scraping for shit.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Look
not
at the
gonna go over that.
faces on everybody. They're like, "Yo, what is he
All
doing?"
over that.
Yo?
It's your birthday every day.
Wait till he starts
He's
talking to
a birthday
Fabulous and
drink
he's like, you
chance.
haven't
That's
partied
Yeah, but
alone
Shah,
with me.
Shah, let me, Shah, should we
Look
preface? At this
back
point,
on
he
where I
owned
became.
Revolt
Did
Media,
you
and this was
miss
all
me?
on
Yeah,
Nerd Network.
yeah.
He was their boss. Like,
Right,
honestly,
right.
like,
For real, because I'm
I
saying
miss-
it
Sure.
seems like a thing.
I
It's
miss
his
partying
birthday
with
party.
Puff, man. I
Man,
miss
but I'm
partying
talking about
with
for your
him.
birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
oh boy.
Yeah, we partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying? Eyes,
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
eyes, brother.
man.
Eyes.
He's like, I want you to party
I
with me on your
understand,
birthday,
huh?
Daddy. We haven't partied together. Like, what the fuck,
What the
dude?
hell? Well, he's
Do you
drunk,
think this
too.
gives
He's
any
really drunk.
credence to that Burt Kreischer Will Smith story where he thought Will Smith wanted to fuck him?
I've heard that story before. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the Puffy thing. But look, let's just break it down a little bit. We're talking like Bishop. Just bring up some of these charges. Honestly, let's just bring up some of these charges.
All right, let me find the right.
Because these
page here.
charges, Shah, these are like Epstein Island level charges. This is
Yeah,
not
by
like
the way,
some guy who's shitty with women. This is like a fucking
he sold Revolt.
yeah,
He got rid of it. So
yeah. Well, because maybe he knew what was coming.
All right, so this is just a few. Let's see. I'm looking for the bad ones here.
There's good charges.
No, there's just like detail stuff. Oh, Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence. This is the guy making the complaint is saying
Okay.
he has video and text proof of some of the stuff happening.
Jesus.
Let's see. The acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, displaying and distributing unregistered illegal firearms. Let me
Of
change
course.
the page.
Well, he got out of a shooting when he was dating J-Lo that time, and his bodyguard took the rap, but he was. the one
Oh,
who
I
started
remember
shooting.
that.
Yeah, in a nightclub in public.
Oh, where's page 8? There we go.
Good Lord.
Without
Yeah,
further ado,
There you
Mr.
go.
Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in
Oh.
California, New York, and the U.S. Virgin Islands and Florida. 4 places.
Wow. Jesus.
Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Karam, instructing her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to Mr. Combs for his consumption.
Jesus.
Christian Combs drugging
That's
and
his
sexually
younger son.
assaulting women.
That's his younger son. Christian.
Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his public image, of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit,
Mhm.
Young Miami's cousin or assistant sexually assaulting Mr. Jones, Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually assaulting Mr. Jones,
Whoa.
a redacted rapper names on Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers, and another redacted R&B singer in Diddy's Los Angeles home consorting with underage girls and sex workers.
Jesus Christ, yo. This is
And
just
there's
part of the charges.
more. Yeah.
Let's just do a few more of these charges. I feel
Well,
like
I
I
think
need a
that's all
bath.
that's really on there. A lot of it is like detailing events that happened, but that was the gist of
God.
the charges that I saw.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what's wild is I'll get you guys' take on this. There's just a lot of people who are acting like this was so public, like everyone knew about this, and yet no one ever really said anything. Kind of like Jeffrey Epstein, kind of like Harvey Weinstein. You know, kind of like I mean, this goes on and on and on. Shah, realistically, I mean, let's put all joking aside. How how realistic is it that this is all true and that this guy might go down in history as one of the most famous sex traffic, like fucked up, disgusting people of all time.
I think it's very realistic. I mean, there's rumors of him, you know, doing stuff with Justin Bieber when he was a kid. Usher,
Yeah.
there's rumors that he gave Usher STDs when he was a kid. Like, I mean,
Ugh.
there's some real crazy shit going around, dude. I mean,
Jesus
you know.
Christ. I mean, this makes R. Kelly just look like a bad date, Bisha.
Yeah, Chris Matthews says surviving Diddy is definitely coming.
Yeah.
There's more details on that shooting I was talking about. It says that this guy immediately went to a state of shock when he saw the guy had been shot. After the shooting ended, a crowd gathered around the bathroom. The guy had been shot in the stomach. When the door opened, Diddy and Jay Combs exited. That's his son. G was lying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, holding his stomach, bleeding out of his hip and leg area. Let's see. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by. So they claimed it was a drive-by, even though it happened at his house or at some party.
Shah, how has nobody put hands on Puffy all this time? Like, honestly.
Well, he's got a lot of power, man. He's he might not seem like the biggest, OG in the game, but that dude, he's held a lot of power, man. I mean, if you hear stories about Puffy, he was smashing computers over people's heads. Like, this is, know, he's put in some work, man. I think a lot of people were terrified of Diddy, even though he wasn't, waving guns around in music videos. He was just dancing around like a goofball. But
that's what I'm saying, Shah. But he went from being like a sidekick. He went from kind of being like Ed Norton to fucking the Biggie's Ralph Cramden.
Yeah, but behind the scenes, everybody knew he didn't really play games. You know what I mean? One thing I want to ask you guys, though, 50 Cent has hated Diddy for 20 years. Like, he's fucking hated him. And I wonder if it has anything to do with his baby mom. Like, I wonder if he knew about the sex worker allegations, and maybe that's what it stemmed from, because I can't think of anything else. I don't know why because he trolls him every day. Like, that's all he's been talking about on his Instagram.
I can only imagine. Yeah, 50's an interesting dude. Like, because first and foremost, nobody steps. This is what I'm talking about. 50's is fit. No one's stepping to that dude to physically confront that guy. Number one. Number two, he's extremely successful, and he's done but he's also sort of maintained, Shah, a very sort of, I want to say, almost like low key lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just, he's not. When was the last time that dude had any real beef or drama or court problems? Like, he's kind of been like a citizen. You know what I mean?
Well, he hasn't been relevant in music for quite some time. I think most of his money he's invested in Revolt and other things, other business ventures. So
he's a businessman now.
I haven't heard him like signing anybody for well over a decade. I can't even tell you the last person that he had signed. So that might be why he's been not beefing with anybody. But I mean, this is not a surprise, man. I mean, if you look at there was a video with all these different like rappers like reacting to the news, and nobody was surprised. So like, clearly people know this dude was a scumbag for a long time. Nobody's surprised by this,
Yeah. B-Show, what do we think? Do we think this is like, because again, there's no formal charges, man. This is just like criminal complaints that they're investigating for RICO. I mean, this is a serious look. Homeland Security doesn't raid homes on a whim. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the Patriot Act, I think, made it easier, didn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a RICO. It's a RICO statute. That's how everybody falls. It's a conspiracy.
Well, he's not being charged with a RICO though.
I thought it was RICO. I have no honest. I don't know. I don't.
The RICO charges are typically when they come for a group of people, and they can't.
Well, there's a group of people.
Well, they are.
People,
yeah.
They have the affidavit shot. There's women. There's children involved. There's children. There's assistants, women, other singers. B-Show, what are we thinking here? Do you think we think we're going to actually get formal charges? Because I think this dude's going to run Diddy run right out of the fucking country.
Well, and that's the other thing too. I agree with that, but they were saying that he flew out to the Caribbean, but then TMZ apparently shot a picture of him at the airport in Miami.
Yeah.
So he hadn't left the country, or maybe he had. I don't know, but it's weird. Like in the complaint, that's why those pictures of those people were listed, because they're listing Diddy, his son. Right. They're listing his former chiefs of staff or assistants, things like that all go to this criminal enterprise. So yeah, it would be a RICO charge in that regard, I would imagine. I'm not an attorney though. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where once that crack starts to appear and people start talking and people aren't afraid anymore, he doesn't have the perceived power he had, or people have the fucking goods on him. Now you're starting to see shit come out. Same thing with Vince McMahon. This dude was he was king shit forever, and then all of a sudden he's not so powerful, and now people can come out and say shit. So the other thing too is there was a law passed, or an act passed a year or two ago, which rolled back NDAs if they involved some sexual assaults.
Yes, absolutely. Like
So-
rape, sexual assault of a minor, NDA completely, that you don't have any legal statute to not report it or to speak if you have knowledge of it. Yeah.
Exactly. So who knows if this had something to do with it, if people were complaining on that end. I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys both think formal charges are coming, Shah? You think it's just a matter of time before we see him in cuffs?
I don't know if you'll ever see him in cuffs. I honestly,
He's gonna run.
I think he's gonna blow his kettle top off. I think he's gonna off himself.
No, he's way too into himself. No chance.
No. But that's what I mean, though. He's lived a lavish lifestyle. This dude's not gonna live in a 4x4 fucking cell.
No, he's gonna run. I think he's gonna flee. I think he's gonna like fly away, Sterling.
Maybe. I mean, Russell Simmons did that. Right?
Russell Simmons, but you're right. But Russell Simmons, but Russell Simmons did that like before a lot of this stuff actually came to light because he knew it was coming. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because Russell Simmons,
you'll never see that guy in the States again. Like, he's Roman Polanski. Like, he's Russell Polanski. I don't know, man. This is just like, to me, this blows my mind because you remember I'm a lot older than you guys. Like, I remember the rise of Puffy, and Bad Boy. His brother tried to sign me to Bad Boy Records. That's not a lie. That fucking really happened. I showcased for Bad Boy Records at Kevin Castle's club in Queens with Puffy's brother. Had a meeting with him and the other guy who worked for Bad Boy Records, like more than once. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, my fucking mind is blown here, B-Show.
Well, like, this reminds me a lot. Puffy always reminded me about a line from an Eminem song. I'm probably going to butcher it, so I'll try to paraphrase. But it's watching all these cheap imitations get rich off them, grabbing dollars that should have been theirs, like they switched wallets. For some reason, like, I was young, but I liked Notorious B.I.G., at least the hits.
Oh, he's the greatest.
I got why Tupac was big. And then all of a sudden those guys are gone and you got Puffy, and Puffy never seemed to be in that same level. And the knock on him from Suge Knight, those guys, is that, yeah, he's a producer that made himself a star being in the videos and shit.
Right.
So, like, you could definitely tell that when he stepped in, he wasn't the same caliber as those guys.
Of course.
I was like, something just never seemed right about him, and that, or his talent didn't seem to, I guess, justify the spot that he had. So it is strange to see how he's built this little empire for himself. Not little. He's built this empire for himself. I mean, like you said, he was hooked at J-Lo, all these stars. He's made people's careers.
Dude, think about how much he was on MTV, all the VMAs, late night talk shows, doing guest spots on other people's records. He did stuff with fucking I think did he do something with Dave Grohl? He did a song with Jimmy Page. I mean, like, this guy, like,
for the Godzilla soundtrack. Yeah,
for the Godzilla. That's what I'm saying. But Shah, like, Puffy was, I know a lot of you younger cats are like, oh, Puffy, he's a fucking old herb or whatever. Puffy was the guy. I mean, he was like a kingpin in music.
Yeah, but I think we're giving him a little too much credit about, him making stars, because he actually ruined more careers than he helped. Anybody that was under him never came out happy. I mean, you look at the Locks, Mace, you look at Loon, all G-Dep, the fucking band, Craig Mack, all these dudes.
Craig Mack, he's dead.
They couldn't get their publishing back. You know what I mean? I'll never forget.
Go ahead.
I'll never forget. The Locks, they called into Hot 97 like 15, 20 years ago, threatening to kill Diddy because they were like, yo, it's worth it to kill this guy because he owns our publishing. He's like, yo, this guy fucking makes more money than we do off our records, and we haven't been on Bad Boy for 15 fucking years.
Wow. What was Felix Ortiz saying there, B?
Felix brought up something I saw earlier too. Mark Curry, comedian, musician,
I know that is
hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, he's my generation.
Talking about my age. Yeah, he was talking about he's been talking about this stuff for over 10 years.
Wow.
Mark Curry's a rapper. He was signed to Bad Boy.
No, Mark Curry's a rapper? I thought
he was signed to Bad Boy for like a little bit. He didn't have any hits or anything, but he was a rapper.
Wait, Mark Curry, the comedian, is a rapper also?
No, it's not the same person you're talking about.
Oh, they just have the same name. I'm sorry, because I know somebody with that name in real life, and they're not a rapper or a comedian.
No, the only song really was like Bad Boy for Life with like Diddy, Mark Curry, and I think maybe somebody else was on there. I don't remember.
Dude, all I'm saying is I'll say this, and I just remember this because when I found out Biggie Smalls died, it was a Saturday, and I had an apartment in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. My brother Mike calls me in the morning. He's not a big rap guy, but this was such a big deal. Remember, no internet. no cell phones, internet, that kind of deal. Calls me on my house phone, and I had New York One, which is the channel one in New York cable. It's just news all day, right? And he was like, "Dude, Biggie Smalls is dead," and I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And I put on, and the Biggie's, and my first reaction was, "I wonder if Puffy killed him." Like just to make like a martyr out of him or something. Like,
Yeah,
and I
but
s-
how
like
would that benefit him? Because he was making money off of Biggie. Like, I
Biggie.
never
You think
understood.
Biggie would have been as big as he was if he wasn't murdered? I don't think so. I
Mm.
don't think
I
so.
mean, yeah, I mean, he got more famous, but his catalog was only
More
2 albums.
famous. He became legend.
Sure, but he only had 2 albums. You know what I mean?
Right.
The
Maybe the third one may have
longevity.
sucked. I'm saying we don't know if his career would have maintained. Who the fuck knows, Shah? I'm just
Nah,
saying.
he would have, dude. He was on the same level as Jay-Z and Nas at the time. Like those,
But at
he
the
would have been
time,
fucking
that
legend.
industry was very different. It was like there was a lot of pop rap, like also pop groups were popular. Like Biggie, we were just getting away from gangster rap into more like party rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like it was now. Like back then, there was a handful of very famous people. Rap was still very underground. Rappers didn't tour. Rappers didn't get to play on the Tonight Show really or anything like that. It was still like a subculture, right? And like Biggie went from being like a great rapper who made an amazing debut album, who was fucking cool as shit, and everybody liked him, and people were getting into his shit, to getting killed. And next thing you know, he's like the icon of icons. And I see 13-year-olds wearing his t-shirts 30 years later. So you're telling me that would have happened? Because I think Tribe Called Quest is the greatest rap group of all time. I don't see any 13-year-olds wearing their t-shirts in the mall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
but I
don't.
associate him with the group of like Nas and Jay-Z and those guys. Like I think he would have been
Yeah, I mean,
fine.
Biggie was a little bit more roughshod. Like Jay-Z, a lot of people always called Jay-Z like a fraud. Like he was always kind of like claiming on the other people's accomplishments and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Biggie was not a polished guy. Like Puffy's an educated guy. Like Puffy's a smart, educated person. He's not a dumb guy. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z became an educated person and got more into business and all this other stuff. You really think Biggie would have been hanging out with Coldplay and fucking like I don't see that, bro. Do you really think so?
Well, I'm not saying he would hang out with Coldplay. I just meant like as far as a legendary status, he would have been just as big as Jay-Z and Nas and
Yeah,
Wu-Tang
maybe.
and all these other, people that
Maybe.
came up in the same
What do
era.
you think, B Show? Do you think because Biggie got killed and the way he got killed at the height of his career, like before even his second album even came out, like they had just released Hypnotized as a single and he was dead and everybody was bumping that shit. You couldn't go anywhere when that came out, like anywhere. Like you couldn't go anywhere in the world you didn't hear that song. But had he lived, don't you think his he might have made a couple of bad records. He maybe fell off. Maybe he had a heart attack. Like I don't know. I don't see Biggie being this polished 30-year rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Because the only frame of reference I really have is when I heard about Biggie was pretty much when he died, because it was on
Yeah,
MTV News. They did tribute
everything,
videos and shit.
everywhere.
And I had my older cousin used to, when he was hanging out in high school at parties, listen to that music, but it was music at the party that he liked. It was almost like Arrested Development, stuff like that, where
Yeah.
it wasn't pop culture. It wasn't like
No.
in the fabric of Americana,
Nope.
but people who were of that age heard the music. And then all of a sudden, Biggie dies. Now he's this pop culture icon.
Yeah.
Then Tupac dies a year or two later. Now he's a pop culture icon.
No. B Show, I have to G check you there.
Was it Tupac
died
first?
before Biggie. Tupac
Okay.
was already dead.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
11 when this shit happened, so my memory's not
Yeah.
that fresh.
Yeah. Oh no, I believe me. I was in my early 20s. I mean, this was a huge part of the culture. Shah, let me ask you a quick question. Not to put you on the spot, but Biggie, greatest rapper of all time, right? I mean, I'm very biased.
Hell
but
no. Hell
You
no.
don't think so? What?
I think Biggie and Tupac are extremely overrated to me. I've
Because
never
they're dead, Sean. Because they're dead.
No, but that's what I mean though. They're extremely, extremely overrated. I
Really?
always prefer Jay-Z and Nas over Biggie. Like that's not even
Okay.
it's not even a
Okay.
thing.
What
for
about
me.
you, B Show? Greatest rapper of all time?
Yeah, 2 albums. How could he be the greatest album? Like,
I was
Dude, Ready to Die is a fucking
doesn't
masterpiece.
matter. Have you heard fucking Reasonable Doubt, dude? Reasonable Doubt shits on anything Biggie ever put out.
I'm saying Ready to Die was dude, what a banger! Like you just put that on from the fucking beginning, dude. The warning. I mean,
Dude,
my
you got to go
God.
back on Stillmatic, and it was written
No, that
Illmatic,
was a little bit.
Reasonable
All right, that's a
Doubt.
little bit more
Those are
esoteric. That's on a different level. I'm just saying, Bisho. No, you don't think he's a. See, I'm biased. It's Brooklyn. I'm not gonna not say he's the greatest rapper. No one in Brooklyn's ever gonna not say that shit. My
You
age,
know,
anyway.
I'm a little bit out of my depth here because I'm not as seasoned as you guys are with this. But I always skew my opinions always skew to like popularity, transcending shit like that. I would have to say maybe not the most skilled, although he's good. Jay-Z. I mean, he's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Of course, of course. You know,
But my
Jay-Z's
favorite
the
reference is
greatest of all
different than your
time.
guys.
I don't think
Jay-Z's the
anybody can.
greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's always been my favorite rapper.
You know, Nas is playing up here by me, and I got to tell you, I was looking at, I go, you know, I wouldn't hate going to see Nas. I haven't been to a rap concert since the last rap concert I went to was Ghostface in Prospect Park, like 10 years ago. Well, listen, we're gonna follow this story because it's a huge story. I think it's very sad because I don't feel like enough people are saying anything about these women or these men for that matter. You know, it's all just about the yucks, and I get it. You know, no, what are they saying, Shah? The new verbiage is no
No
Diddy.
Diddy. No Diddy. By the way, shout out to Quilly Mills from Philly because he came up with that.
Did he?
And yeah, believe it or not, I actually had a song with Quilly Mills about 17 years ago.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew
Well,
Quilly
shout out.
for a long
For real.
time. Yeah, because we pretty much lived in the same area.
Yeah.
I lived in Germantown for a couple months, and he's
I
from
know
Haines Street,
Germantown.
so he didn't live too far from me.
Well,
So I
listen,
know Quilly. It's
well,
pretty
shout
crazy.
out to him, of
actually.
course. No joke right there. And of course, people are saying things like Nas, the Illmatic, of course, just a legendary record. You know, people are saying Dre. I think that's absolutely.
No, dude, come on.
Dre, Jay-Z.
I like
Dre doesn't
now,
even
no.
write his own lyrics.
I'm just
Come on,
listen. I don't know, dude. Why is you know what? No one ever says Jizza anymore. And there was a point in time where people said like Jizza was the
Jizza was a nerd rap, dude.
Liquid Swords. Are you
I can't listen
crazy?
to that shit,
Are
man.
you
That shit is-
crazy?
Nah,
Oh
man.
my
I can't listen
God.
to that philosophical, hypnotical. I don't.
Oh, come on. Now.
Fatty says Ice Cube. That's
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
know.
I think I think the first Ice Cube album may be one of the greatest rap albums of all time. America's Most Wanted. I know that.
Did he only have like
back.
2 or 3 big albums before he went in to be an actor?
Well, no,
and shit, though?
NWA only had the debut album, then he left, and then NWA made the second album. But Ice Cube released America's Most Wanted when they
Yeah.
did the second record.
Yeah, I mean Rakim
then-
and Ice Cube and all those
Rakim,
guys.
sure.
They're a little before my time. So I
Yeah,
can't really-
Rakim. I think EPMD. My God.
Yeah, that was
fucking
before my
love
time.
that
I like Eric Sermon. To me, is like,
Dude, you don't like Eric Sermon?
fuck no.
Oh, dude, it's good.
I'll take
shit,
Redman
man.
over him all day, dude. I mean,
Yeah, dude. I saw some clips of the Wu-Tang concert, and whatchamacallit. I just, it's like I forget like how big Wu-Tang was. Like Wu-Tang was so big. Like my God, everybody. Like if you ever get a chance to watch the Wu-Tang documentary, it's very involved. It's deep, but it's them watching their own documentary. It's really good. Like there was a lot of drama there with money. Like people forget like how big Wu-Tang was. Like Wu-Tang's like an institution now. It's almost like a meme, you know. But listen, we'll be following this shit. I'm fascinated by it. This is totally my age group. This is totally in my wheelhouse. I don't remember Puffy's brother that well, but I remember when he was at Kevin Castle's club in Queens with some people, and the guy who set it up, we were talking in the back room there, and he was very impressed with how many girls there were there. I thought that was a really good sign. And I remember him telling this guy, Lonnie, who set this whole thing up, he was like, if these guys bring a lot of girls to shows, that's going to be really good for them, don't you? And I was like, yeah, that was the thing. Like, if you want her in a band, there has to be girls there because that'll make guys want to go, And I just remember thinking, I was like I had the bad boy cards, and I would call the office or whatever. It was I really should probably do a podcast on it because it's funny to look at me and think that this was a thing, but this was a thing, and it was just like so weird. There was this brief 6 weeks there where we might have gotten signed to Bad Boy. I can't believe this. This is 2000 or 99. Very different time period for sure. But I wonder if Kevin remembers that. He probably doesn't because he's so out of touch with rap and all that shit. But just to think like that, like Puffy's brother shows up with an entourage to Kevin's metal bar in Jackson Heights to try to sign my band. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Wild times, bro. But listen, we'll follow this story. There was a couple.
Hold on 1 second before we move on. There's rumors that Jay-Z might be next. Do you think that's a possibility?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, listen,
'Cause
we don't
you
know. We don't
remember,
know.
I mean, I'm sure you remember, he was dating Foxy Brown, and when they
Oh, she
started
loves
dating, she
girl.
was 15. So
Well, how old was what's her face when Biggie was banging her?
Faith
Kim?
Evans,
No, not Faith.
Lil'
Lil'
Kim.
Kim. Was
Lil'
she a
Kim, I don't
teenager?
know. Well,
Everybody was
Biggie's
very
dead,
young.
so it doesn't
Puffy, they were all
matter.
young. What's
Shit,
that?
people are pulling up Belle Biv DeVoe lyrics about being underage and shit. Like this must have
Oh,
been a
don't fuck
huge
with Belle
thing.
Biv DeVoe, man. No. We're not gonna have any of that disrespect here.
I'm just
I,
saying, man. Like this
Listen to
is,
me,
I think, a
man.
lot more widespread
Dude, I
than we
love
thought.
Belle Biv DeVoe. I love New Edition, but I love Belle Biv DeVoe. I remember a bunch of hardcore gangster dudes watching those videos in my house. Like people were into that shit. The Do Me video, I'm all about that fucking video. That shit was the main. There's underage lyrics in there. They were already in their 20s. New Edition when the Belle Biv DeVoe
Yeah,
happened.
it was like something about we're fucking around under the sheets, underage, and something something. Unless it was a different
Yo, are you
group.
serious?
Yeah,
Oh, Michael Bivins. No, say no.
I'll
No.
have to. I'll have to find it. I don't want to tell a lie, but when I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday, I saw
Oh,
that. I'm
that's
like,
gonna break
Jesus,
my
them
heart,
too.
Shah. I
Do you
love Belle Biv
remember?
DeVoe.
Do you remember Rick Ross saying some off the wall shit a couple years ago?
Nah, because I never
In
even
his
heard a Rick
lyrics,
Ross song, dude.
he said slipped a Molly in her drink and she didn't even know it.
Wow.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Jeez. Well, yeah, it's like Felix is bringing up the Aaliyah shit, right? I mean, look at fucking Aaliyah was with R. Kelly when she was like
it
16.
was. Well, no, it was Dame Dash, but there was always rumors that Jay-Z was fucking with her also.
I thought the
But
rumors were R. Kelly was with him.
well, R. Kelly married
Married her.
a young,
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, Dame
married her.
Dash was dating Aaliyah when Aaliyah died.
Jesus Christ, dude. My God.
Yeah,
But
Dame
still-
Dash was in a relationship with her.
Oh, Dirk is chilling in there too. Well, listen, this is all very traumatic shit and real world shit, but you know, it's just how can you not talk about it and have a fucking entertainment
Yeah,
show? Fucking-
here you go. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but here the song "Do Me" by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Come, you got to ruin my favorite Belle Biv DeVoe song?
Where's it at? Backstage underage adolescent. How you doing? Fine. She replied. Kind of wet. Don't forget. I need a body bag.
That's the best line in the song, the body bag line. That goes right before the chorus. That's the pre-chorus. Kiss me, pretty
Yep.
baby. I remember, dude. I remember people lost their shit when that came out. Oh my God, Belle Biv DeVoe. Oh my God. Damn, what a sad ass life this has turned out to be. Hey, listen, speaking of sad, I lost my power for 4 days, so I did not get to do a lot of things I wanted to do, and one of them was watch Roadhouse. But Shah did watch Roadhouse, and I wanted to get some feedback on Roadhouse. Shah, you were looking forward to the trailer. You were the only one of us that liked it, and you're the only one of us that currently saw it. I'd
No,
like
I
to
saw
get
it
your
too.
opinion. Oh, I'm so sorry, B Show. Shah, since I set up Shah there, Shah, what is your opinion on Roadhouse?
Yeah, I really didn't like it at all, man, to be honest with you. I thought it was just too flashy. Like there was so much CGI. It was too bright. Like I wanted a gritty movie, which I knew I wasn't getting.
Mhm.
And I was okay with the trailer, but then once I watched the movie, I was like, this does not remind me of Roadhouse at all. This is like a Miami Vice type of movie. Like this is not what I signed up for. I surprisingly Conor McGregor, like I was fine with him in it. You know, I didn't
Okay.
hate him as much as I thought. I just hated the way the movie looked. Like the color palette was too bright. Like everything was just fucking like looked like a rainbow. You know what I mean? Like that's not what Roadhouse was. Roadhouse was very fucking
Dark.
gritty. I mean, the only neon color you saw in Roadhouse was the Roadhouse sign for
Yeah.
the fucking logo. You know what I mean?
How were the fight scenes?
It was good. That was fine. I thought that was fine. I was probably the only portion I was like semi okay with. Jake Gyllenhaal, that dude fucking got ripped, man.
Yeah,
Jesus
he's
Christ.
jacked like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
My main complaint was just like it just didn't have the same feeling at all. They didn't even try to bring that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
It literally reminded me of Miami Vice. Like that's
Okay. So it was
what I
more
thought.
Miami Vice than less Roadhouse.
It was 100% Miami Vice.
Okay. All right.
Just nothing
B-Show?
to do with Roadhouse.
B Show, your thoughts. I am going to try to watch it this weekend.
I echo all those sentiments. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. I kind of checked my "Hey, this isn't Roadhouse" at the door to give it a shot. And the first thing I noticed is in the beginning of the movie, they showed Jake Gyllenhaal in the octagon as a UFC fighter.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And did you notice the CGI punches, Shah?
Everything was CGI and
They
AI.
were saying the
That's why I
fight scenes
hated
was
it.
CGI. Jamie
Yeah.
Pennycook is saying the Post Malone fight was 100% AI.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
like-
saying. So basically, he would come within 3 or 4 inches of connecting, and all of a sudden, you'd see this hokey like jump with his hand, and then the guy jumped back. It was fucking terrible.
Wow.
The other fight scenes were okay, except
Uh-huh.
for fucking Conor McGregor walking around like a chimpanzee with scoliosis the whole fucking time. Like, it got so annoying. And I know he's the bad guy and you're supposed to hate him and shit, so I just kind of chalked it up to the wrestling villain type of
Did they try? I'm
mentality.
going to ask you guys a question. Both of you tell me. Did they try to make Connor seem more physically impressive because he's a very small man? Like, if you didn't know who Connor was, would you think he's 6'1", 6 feet tall, jacked up?
No, but I think that's why he was walking around like that, to just make himself a little huskier.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
all. Yeah, by the way, he's all drugged out now. What the fuck happened to that guy?
Is
He's
he?
like, bro, you got to see him on interviews now. His eyes are. He's like Tony Khan in it every fucking time people
Probably
talk.
coke,
to him.
man.
That's what everybody's saying. He's old because he
Yeah.
doesn't really have to fight anymore. He's got a lot of money. Connor's a fucking gajillionaire. I mean, this dude's fucking wealthy as fuck. Bisho, could you tell he was a small guy? Because Gyllenhaal's like an average size guy in ill shape.
No, they shot him so that he looked like he was physically imposing. You couldn't tell that he was real small.
Yeah.
It didn't really stand out either way. They just made him look like a big buff fucking villain.
Yeah.
The first time you see him, he walks out, he like climbs out of a window and he's naked and he steals a jacket off of some dude. So it's like, come the fuck on.
Oh Jesus. So that's probably
and
what that was probably real, and then they left it in there.
Yeah, they were waiting for him on the day of shooting. Like, oh, there he is. Hang on, let's fucking. There he is. Let's go.
So I just
But-
want to share what some people are saying about it in the chat. Hold on. Chris Matthews is saying, I hated Conor McGregor in there. He's so awful. He was rutted up. Marquis saying he's zooted. Yeah, I mean, he truly is. A lot of people in the chat, Felix, he's saying he's juiced. Yeah, I mean, he probably got juiced the fuck up, but I mean, I don't even, does he even fight anymore? Like, what? He just
I don't
like
think
makes
so.
commercials. Well, you don't have to. Listen, if you don't have to get punched in. But now here's a funny thing. Conor McGregor is a very small guy, but like, unlike a lot of other people like his size, like you could tell, like if Conor McGregor cut you off in traffic, you'd be like, this guy's gonna fuck. Wow, he does not that. He is huge. Like he looks like a small guy that you don't want to fuck with, Shah.
That might be CGI too, dude.
He might be CGI.
Might be.
Holy God. No, look
Might
at his
be.
shoulder. Dude, look at his
Honestly,
shoulders.
that looks CGI. That kind of looks like AI.
Wow. The AI.
Like, look how
Conor
hunched
McGregor.
over he is. I know he's got big lats and a chest and shit and
he's
shoulders.
built,
But look how like every pose is like this. Like, dude, you're already like 5'8".
I'm gonna try.
He's
to
got
make
like a Chris
He
Benoit
ain't no
thing.
5'8". Yo, you're bugging. You think he's 5'8". You're bugging. He's like 5'6".
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
He's 5'8" and lifts, standing on a
He's probably
shillelagh.
5'8", dude. You don't think he's 5'8"? I'm 5'8".
He fights at 135. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
He fights at 135. Do you know how light 135
Is he really 135?
He was he was like a fucking 135, 140 fighting that. So he might slim down for that. I've been out of the fighting thing for a long time. Guys, look at him in that. That's a fight picture there. That's a 145-pound lean guy.
He's 5'9". I just searched it.
Is he really? I don't know if he's really 5'9". He looks good there. He looks really good. He's legit 5'6". Marquis covers fighting for a living. If he says he's 5'6", legit.
Yeah.
He's 5'6", legit. That's the end of it as far as I'm
And
concerned.
John, you remember No Holds Barred, right?
Yeah, of course.
Remember when Zeus walks in and beats up Stan Hansen in the bar?
Of course. With
That's
his
how this
sister.
movie starts out, with Post Malone in the fight.
Oh, he says the Stan Hansen role? That bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevco saying he was 45, but he fought at 175. Yeah, that's when he lost to Nate Diaz at 170, not 175. I think it was 170. Not that's negligible fighting. And yeah, by the way, that's him. To see with the attic thing, that's what he's looking like promoting the movie, guys. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Look at it. Look at his forehead. Look at him, Shah. He's all fucked up. He's gacked out. He's all gacked out. So listen, I did get a chance when I had no power. I could have saw one of 3 movies. I heard Ghostbusters was very disappointing, so I stayed away. I wanted to see Late Night with the Devil, but I know it's coming to Shudder like any minute now as soon as it leaves theaters. So I chose Love Lies Bleeding, primarily because the director, whose name escapes me, Shah, and I were over the moon with her movie Saint Maud. All 3 of us thought the trailer looked incredible. So I went and saw Love Lies Bleeding, and I thought it was very good. Not great, very good. The atmosphere of it it takes place in 1988. It's a synthwave soundtrack, guys, so you can know what's going on there. Kristen Stewart's great. I thought the second act of the movie kind of fell off for me. Like, I don't know. Like, they dragged a little bit. Ed Harris is maybe one of the best roles he's done maybe this century. But I want you guys to look at the bodybuilder character, Katie O'Brien, because something occurred to me while I was watching this film, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. Now, she's a legit actress and an in-shape person, and she's been in The Mandalorian, I think, and some other things. I read about this in a chat, and somebody said I guess we now know who could play China in a movie. And my eyes popped out of my fucking brain. This girl I am telling you right now, if there is any interest in a China film, her name is Katy O'Brien, Katy O'Brien. This girl, guys, was born. She's not a great actress. I'm not going to lie. She's not a great actress. I mean, you got guys, look at her. Look at her like posing. This girl was born to play China. What do you think, Shah? Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it. I don't really want to see a China movie though. I think it'd just be too depressing. I don't really want to see that. Would you want to see that? I think that's just the most depressing movie
I think
ever.
the story's phenomenal. I mean, it's a terrible story, but it's a phenomenal story. Right?
Her getting into porn and just
dude, she worked in a beeper store. Like, before look at her, and she's in legit shape like this, guys. She walks around like this. She's huge. What do you think, B-Show?
Yeah, I could see it from a physical standpoint. My issue with the China story is, would we get anything that's even close to accurate? Or would it be like a page fluff piece?
No,
because
I think it would be dark.
Well, because on one side, you have people who tell the story that she was legit crazy. She made up a lot of accusations, all this stuff. And on the other side, it's like, oh no, all this shit really happened. And she's like this great, perfect person. And there's like no middle ground. And now that she's dead, people don't want to come out and say anything negative about her. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But like, I almost feel like you have to have someone to tell that story down the middle, as opposed to picking a side or the other, or it's going to turn out like that Page movie. So
but the thing is, but that was but that has a happy ending. And I don't mean the one on her face. I'm talking about in real life. This is a bleak, like you can't make a movie about China and expect it not to be bleak. And this girl is like, she's beyond perfect for this. I mean, it's not even fucking funny. I mean, she's enormous, guys. And she kind of has her features in a lot of ways. So you guys think she could play the role, but it's not a movie worth making.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't, dude, I'm not a big like women's wrestling fan. So like, I don't.
Well, it's not really about the wrestling. It's about the fucking story going.
I know, but like, I would have to be invested in that character to give a shit to want to see the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I was never a China fan. I never followed her career really. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Shah, I think you're going to love this movie because it reminded me a lot of Saint Maud. It has a very, very bleak ending to some regard. I don't want to give the fucking farm away. What have you heard? And it's very A24. I mean, it's like A24 on steroids, this movie, literally. What have you heard about the movie?
I haven't heard anything. I've been mainly following that Immaculate movie and
big deal.
What is that devil movie again?
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
Horror is finally coming out, and horror is finally making an impact, you know, in 2024 in a big way. We got The Omen in a couple weeks.
And Long Legs, that's coming out.
Long Legs, The Omen. I mean, you know, the doors are opening. B-Show, I think you'd like this movie too, because I got to tell you, stylistically, it stands out. I mean, it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it had a cool vibe when we watched the trailer. I want to go see it too. I got like 6 passes to go use up on my movie card. So
wow. Well, there's where you have Immaculate, you have Ghostbusters, you're gonna have The Omen soon. Really excellent. Again, not great. I actually, if you watch it, I'm curious because I'm gonna say Saint Maud was better. But this is a hard movie. This is Shah, you know this director, like, and because she writes her own shit too. This woman doesn't put out fluff movies. Like, she puts out hard-hitting, impactful fucking movies.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really like Saint Maud, so I'd be excited to see what she's got.
Yeah. So I recommend people checking it out for sure. The field is going to be very crowded with films. So like, because we got a bunch of big movies coming out. But one thing I wanted to talk about, excuse me, before we head over to Patreon, Shah just broke this for us earlier about A24 and GCW, Shah.
Yeah, so apparently A24 is producing a deathmatch documentary, which mainly focuses on GCW. And I only know that because Joey Janela just posted that he's going back to Howell, New Jersey, where the original Zandig spot happened, where he jumped off the roof. So,
to talk about it.
Dude, I'm so excited about that. Just me being there.
Do we know who's directing it, Shah? Do we know who's directing it for A24?
No, they just put out. He just put out that A24 is doing it.
Okay.
Well, they said the Talk to Me director wrestled a match at GCW, right?
Yeah, somebody just commented that on my Facebook. Said the director of Talk to Me wrestled Jimmy Lloyd in a death match last week, where I was like, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
Yeah, Raka.
Wow, because they're brothers, right? I thought they were brothers who directed the movie.
But keep in mind, they were doing deathmatch spots.
Yeah,
on
they're
their
deathmatch.
YouTube.
Yeah, so like, wow,
They're
this is
fans.
interesting, huh? Yeah, they
So
were
it might be
backyard
them.
wrestlers.
It might be them directing it. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm wondering if that would have came out now. By the way, why isn't Talk to Me on streaming?
I don't know. I just bought it though.
You just bought it?
Yeah, I just bought that, and I bought Iron Claw.
Oh, you bought Iron Claw? Wow.
Yeah.
Shah, you're not in that A24 club?
No, I mean it's pointless for me because like
Oh, because you have a lot of it already.
well, it's not the movies, it's merchandise, but their
Yeah, but it's
merchandise
cool
is
shit.
so but dude, it's so overpriced. Like a keychain is $60. Like who the fuck is paying?
Oh,
I'm not
well,
paying
because
that.
probably the resale value of it.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. Like they had
Oh my
that
God.
stone from the everything
Everywhere all at once. Yeah.
The stone alone was like $60, and it was a fucking
What?
literal. Yeah, it was a literal rock in a box with googly eyes, and I'm like, who the fuck is paying $60 for a rock with googly eyes? Like, why?
Jesus Christ.
Look it
Well,
up, dude.
I thought you might buy the hands from Talk to Me.
Yeah, it's probably like $200. I'm not paying $200 for.
Yeah, but it also you could use it as a bong. That was the other thing too, right?
Well, I stopped smoking weed, so I don't.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I
That's
haven't smoked
right.
weed for a couple weeks now.
Jesus,
So-
how do you feel?
I think this was the best time for me to quit weed because I have just so much other shit to deal with that it's not even like really a thought in my mind. So,
Mhm.
you know.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not quitting. Bisho, this is him getting thrown off of. Did he throw Jimmy Lloyd off a scaffold?
No, Jimmy Lloyd is doing it.
Jimmy Lloyd's the one getting thrown. Okay.
That's crazy, dude. On a flaming table?
On a flaming tape.
Yeah.
Wow. GCW still doing the shit, Shah. Is it tough
Yeah,
to
they're
play?
growing, man. GCW really just fucking
Yeah.
they took off, dude. You know,
They took off. It's like, you were there in the beginning and look at them now.
Through flaming glass.
Through flaming glass tables. Okay. Wow. Okay. Flaming tables. Well, listen, we have a ton of stuff we want to get to over at Patreon. We got a bunch of movie trailers. Now, there was something I wanted to get to tonight from low budget director Neil Breen, but I think we're going to save that for next week because we have so much stuff that we want to get into over at the Patreon. But if you don't know who Neil Breen is, he makes low budget movies with like split screens and stuff like that. And they literally look like something out of a dystopian nightmare. But I want to definitely play it next week because it's just too fun. And I feel like we could do a whole show on it. So
can we
we're gonna
mention one more thing before we get off?
Absolutely.
Late Night with the Devil on Sunday night made $666,666, which is fucking crazy.
Hell Satan.
Dude, what a coincidence is that? Like, come on, man, that's too crazy.
Yeah. Hell
It
Satan.
made like 2.4 million over the whole weekend, but on Sunday alone, it made $666,666.
Yeah, people, guys, before we head out, people were kind of softening on that AI circumstance there. And people, now, anyone I know who's seen the movie said it was tremendous. I've heard nothing but good things about this.
Yeah, that and
thank
Immaculate, I've heard.
That and
really good.
Immaculate, people are saying might be one of the best horror films of the year easily. So I'm excited to see them both. And Shah, we're like a week away, I think, from The Omen, and I am going to be there immediately. The Omen is one of my favorite. The Omen is my jam. It is the jelly in my jam. I am a super Omen fan. I love The Omen. I love The Omen too. I don't like 3 that much, and I don't know much about the post ones after that. But I love that first one, and I love that second one. So I will be there with fucking bells on to go see that shit. Joe Punches, you're asking me about Cronenberg vibes from episode 3 of X-Men 97. No, but I just talked to Lee Sanders, and we're going to be doing an X-Men podcast in a couple of weeks about the first 5 episodes. If you haven't checked out X-Men 97, the 3rd episode dropped the other day. Tremendous. I mean, this is the best fucking shit on TV next to Shogun. I mean, this is like, I am over the moon, X-Men. I know you are too, Bisho.
Oh my God, yeah. We
Phenomenal.
were going to get into it on the Patreon, right? Because of the viewership and stuff like that, or should we just?
Yeah,
do
if we
it
have
now?
time, and there's a bunch of stuff we want to get to there. But
no, over the moon, absolutely. It's like
oh, yeah.
everything I
Home
wanted
run.
from Star Wars and didn't get. It's just great.
Absolutely. Shot, it's so good, man, and it hits all the '90s vibes. It's just I don't know. People are fucking coming over themselves over it, and I got to say, there's people still asking me about it now, and everybody's old and shit. So they're like, "Oh, what is this?" I'm like, "No, it's legit. It's the fucking cartoon from the '90s." Like, from the '90s? I'm like, "Yeah, where have you been?" But it's weird. Not everybody's up on all this shit. But I don't know if I'm going to get to the movies this weekend. Do we know is the Omen this weekend, Shah? Because I know Immaculate is doing very well.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Longlegs is coming out in a week or two also.
That's right. You're gonna have Long Legs, The Omen, Immaculate, all in theaters at the same time.
And Late Night with the
Oh,
Devil. You got a lot of
and
options.
Late Night with the Devil. Oh yeah, dude, you got to be kidding me, man.
First
you
Omen
serious?
release is April 5th.
Okay, so that's 2 weeks.
When
What's
is
this
Long
weekend?
Legs?
That might be the same weekend. This weekend is. I'm just looking.
Long
Godzilla
Legs
vs
is July
Kong.
12th.
Godzilla vs Kong is this weekend. So you'll have Godzilla, Late Night with the Devil, and Immaculate, Love Lies Bleeding, Imaginary, and Dune. Imaginary, which is a piece of shit, and Dune all still in theaters. Ghostbusters in theaters, all this weekend. So not a bad time to get to the movies. I would like to see the King Kong. I think I could wait on that. I would maybe try to go see Late Night with the Devil just because I can. But it's getting to be a late night on the show. But we do want to get over to Patreon. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us in the free. But let's get some plugs for our pals. Let's plug Deathmatch Outlaws. Let's plug the Drew Yari Experience, and of course, Cassette Classics '86 on YouTube. My buddy Rich Dow's podcast, the Down on the Thundercast, on Tony and Kevin Castle, Necromaniacs podcast. You should be listening to them every week. The Inhuman Experience podcast, and of course, we have our friends over at Ringsiders. I'll be joining them a couple weeks after WrestleMania. Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show, the Garden of Doom, and then we have the Old Guy Metalcast. Our good friend Mr. Anderson. He's got his clothing line, funkbetty.com. Get yourself some spring clothes. Go to funkbetty.com. MJW Games, Cherry Jesus on YouTube, and his band Kaiser. Red River Podcast and our buddy Sam, his band Playing Dead, always putting out the hits there. The Bayou Geeks, that's the legendary Fatty 316. The High Marks Podcast and the Midnight Mass Creature Cast. The Weekly Detour with Anthony Alston and Teddy. And of course, the Guns and Geeks Podcast. Shah, anything on the Planet Mondo channel?
Absolutely not, man. I'll keep saying this every week, but just go and subscribe. Eventually, I'll get back to it. I just, gotta have some passion for it again, man. I gotta, get my shit together first, get my life together.
You gotta
first.
find your smile again, like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I lost my smile back in 06, so I gotta find it again. So,
all right, and of course the B Show Brian channel. B Show, what's happening over there on the channel?
Nothing right now. I was gonna put up something this week, but I watched too much stuff with documentaries and X-Men and all sorts of things. I haven't watched Invincible. That's been coming out too.
Yes,
lately.
I love Invincible, but the commercials are killing my vibe.
Yeah.
I can't watch a cartoon with commercials in 2024.
It's tough. So yeah, nothing
what a
for me
disgrace.
just yet. But Shah just joined TikTok, so go follow
Yes,
Shah.
Shah, you didn't tell us that. Yeah, where can they follow you on TikTok?
yeah, just search Planet Mondo 87. You'll find me.
Planet Mondo 87. Okay.
I'll start putting more shit up too.
Yeah, there you go. And listen, if you're in the Patreon right now, if you're a Patreon member or if you're planning on joining, you still have time. We're going to record that Q&A, I think, late tomorrow night and get it out as soon as possible. That's our question and answer show. We do that every month. You get 2 extra bonus shows, and you get an extra little mini show every week. So never a better time to join. And you could do that by going to patreon.com/Spitball Media. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good, safe weekend.